Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?
I am that dude, Bodkins. Patty to patty. That's ridiculous. No way. There's nobody else out there. He's your guy. Give a big round of applause for the one and only Bodkin Show. I'm going to repeat that again, folks. I didn't stutter. Welcome to the Bodkins Show. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another great episode of the Bodkins Show. I am that dude, of course, Bodkins. Welcome to Wednesday night. You know what it is. It is our NFL Week 15 preview show. Man, our picks did absolutely awful last week. We tried to warn you before because it seemed like we were all on the same page. And we said, hey, it's either going to go really well or it's going to go bad. And by God, it went bad. It went dog shit. And speaking of dog shit, I mean, I could talk about either one of these two guys' teams because they both played like dog shit here recently. But we'll bring up Johnny. His team looked like dog shit. Oh, last two losses, 2 in a row. The California trip, 0-2, Johnny. Welcome back. The Finns go 0-2 on the California trip. Unexpectedly, and everybody on the show had them beating the Chargers last week, and that did not happen.
I think that's a bit of an understatement that it didn't happen. They got beat down. They got embarrassed. I made the comment after the show. They basically got punched in the face and then just stood there and just smiled at the Chargers. You know what I'm saying? So it was extremely disappointing. Like I mentioned earlier, especially on national TV, time to show a little something. And you know what I'm saying, the other team not only out coaches you, but they're more physical and it was beyond disappointing, bro. But it's all good. We just gotta regroup and get ready to go to frigid Buffalo. So we'll be all right.
All right, and we got to bring in, you know who it is. It's my main man, enemy on the football field, and now my enemy in fantasy. It's fantasy playoff season, Johnny. And who do I match up first? None other than my best friend, my main man, Craig with a K. Craig, it's Packers, it's Bears, and now it's Bodkins, Craig, Koger versus one-on-one in fantasy. Winner advances, loser goes home. We're going to find out this Sunday. Craig is the 6th seed. I am the 3 seed. And by God, we're putting our friendship aside. And this week we're going to be enemies.
Yeah, that's right. I snuck in. So I'm just happy to be in, man. It's been a rough fantasy season for me. I snuck in the playoffs. I lose Dameon Pierce, it looks like, for the first round. But, hey, we're going to roll with it.
Yeah, no Pierce, your team. You got Justin Fields on your team, but he's playing the Eagles. And we were supposed to have an Eagles guy to talk on the Eagles, but we'll just go ahead. We can talk the Eagles right now without him. You guys, the Eagles look like an absolute wagon. Mm-hmm. They keep adding. They've added Sue. They added a couple other defensive players. How far is this Eagles team going? Are they the Super Bowl favorite right now? Go ahead, Craig.
Yeah, I was about to say, go ahead, bro.
I think in the NFC for sure. I mean, I think it's kind of Philly and everybody else. Christmas Eve, Dallas has a chance to, make a statement whenever they play Philly. But I just still feel like right now, Dallas, you got to put them a step behind Philly. It's kind of Philly and then everybody else. I'd have Dallas and San Francisco kind of the next tier of, challenging for the NFC. But I would say right now is Philly hands down Super Bowl favorite.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. The same thing with the San Fran, Dallas are right on the next tier. I mean, some people will say Minnesota, but I'm not. I haven't been a believer in Minnesota all season. Philly is just they're the most efficient team in the league. They dominate up front on both sides of the ball. I mean, there's a reason why Jalen Hurts has all day to throw. That offensive line is one of the best in the league. The defensive line is one of the best in the league. And like you said, adding Sue, and even though they lost Quinn after they got him from the Bears, I mean, still though, you know what I'm saying? They added Sue to Fletcher Cox and company, so
Jordan
they
Davis
went
is
in the
back
trenches
now.
and they got that stud AJ Brown and he showed Tennessee, you know what I'm saying? You know, they made a mistake and they have everything they need. They can run the ball, pass the ball, they play good defense. They're the most consistent team. They're definitely the best team. If they're not in the Super Bowl, it'd be a little surprising.
Yeah, I'm kind of right with you guys. There was a tweet I wanted to ask you guys because I wanted to get your guys' opinion. I shared it. I'm gonna find it real quick. Somebody had asked this question, and it was kind of, who do you guys think, other than not name these teams? Now I can't. Now, oh, all right. Name a team most likely to make the Super Bowl. Not name the Chiefs, Bills, Bengals, Cowboys, Eagles, 49ers. Johnny, who you got? Your Dolphins? Is that the
I mean, I would probably say the Dolphins
outlier?
would be the next one in line if you're taking all those teams out. And in the NFC, Jesus, I mean, you took out all the only good teams in the NFC. I mean, maybe if the Bucks won the division and got in, they could make a run. But like I said, you took out you took out the three that we were saying. I'm trying to, I guess Minnesota, if you want to throw Minnesota in there, could possibly make a run with Justin Jefferson. I mean, they got the skill players. It's just whether or not Kirk Cousins cannot revert back to being Kirk Cousins. You know what I mean?
It's not even their Kirk Cousins right now. It's that defense. That defense is
garbage.
It's getting beat up bad. Craig, what about you? Out of those teams I listed, name a team
who's out of it? Chiefs, Bills, Bengals.
Chiefs, Bengals, Cowboys, Eagles, 49ers. Name a team that that, not including one of those teams that's not on that list, that could make a Super Bowl run.
So I mean, I feel it does sound crazy, but I mean, who else in the NFC besides the Bucks, right? Could possibly get? It's Tom Brady still. They still got a defense, but I mean, they could figure it out. I mean, the Bucks could still make a run to the Super Bowl, and it wouldn't surprise. I don't really think very many people in the AFC. Maybe if Lamar came back, you could say Baltimore, but I mean, I think the safe bet is Miami, because Miami has, I mean, the pieces to make a run. Miami could very well be the Cincinnati of last year. You know, if they get hot in the playoffs, they got the pieces to beat or at least compete with everybody there, and a couple balls bounce your way. I mean, you're in the Super Bowl, you know. So I think Johnny kind of nailed it. The Bucks and the Dolphins, I think, if you're not counting them top six.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you guys. I put in that tweet. I did put the Dolphins. The Bucks got to be the lone team in the NFC.
I mean, there's really not many other options.
Right.
I mean, do you think the Lions are going to make a run?
The Commanders, maybe? Like, that's a team that's hot right now with Taylor Heineke.
Super Bowl?
I was about to say, to the Super Bowl. That's
no.
I mean,
I would bet Green Bay before I would bet the Commanders.
Well, we got to make the playoffs first, and I don't think that.
So does Washington.
If the season ended today, they're in.
Yeah, they're the 7th seed, maybe 7.
The way the Lions are playing football, I mean, I would not bet against them passing the Commanders. It's the Commanders. It's Washington.
I think the Lions could pass the Giants, and the Seahawks are falling right now. I like the way the Lions are playing more than I like the Giants.
Bro, that's sad that I didn't even think about the Seahawks. That's how much they've fallen these last few weeks, bro. I didn't even think about them at all.
They were such a feel-good story. Them and the Giants the first half of the season, but they're middling out, and the Lions are turning it on. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying. I mean, if you're giving me my options right now, the Commanders look like a better team than the Bucks. I mean, you take away Tom Brady, you know, and then we're just using Tom Brady. But if that's because
we can't take away Tom Brady, that's the point.
But here's the thing: is
right,
if you
Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, I bet on both of them before I'm betting on Washington.
You're betting on Tom Brady, old Tom Brady from a year ago, 2 years ago. This Brady looks bad. The Bucks look bad. I mean, Tom Brady right now reminds me of Peyton Manning at the end. I had a friend of mine tell me Brett Favre at the end, where they just can't get the ball where it needs to go. And you saw that on Sunday's game. I mean, they look like absolute dog shit. Craig, you said they got a defense. They got ate up by damn Brock Purdy.
I mean, don't be disrespecting Purdy, bro.
Brock Purdy put 200 yards on it, two touchdowns, and ran one in. That's the team that you're saying that can the dark horse.
That team's deflated right now. But I'm just saying, if they get in the playoffs,
Craig, they haven't been inflated all year.
Okay, but there's championship pedigree on that team. I'm just saying, I'm not betting on it to happen. But if it happens, I'm not shocked. It's Tom Brady. It's the Bucs. They've still got names up and down that roster. Right. I mean, if they were to get hot, man, it would not be a surprise.
So I'm looking at the playoff bracket. Hold on a second here. So the Commanders, if the season ends today, the Commanders are in at the 6th seed. So they would play the 49ers, the 3 seed, right?
And so then boom.
That's it. It's over right there.
Right.
One and done.
Oh no, I take that back. Yeah, they would play the 49ers. I don't know, man. I mean, Taylor Heineke versus Brock Purdy in a playoff game.
I mean, it'd be fun to watch, but I mean that San Fran D is legit.
That San Fran D is going to carry him, and they do have.
San Fran's got way more. Right, they got way more playmakers. That's the thing.
I mean, Debo got banged up. Who knows if Debo's out, and that could change. I mean, with the 49ers in that seed, I don't really think so because they're a division leader. So they're not probably – I mean, they could maybe catch Minnesota, but I doubt it. And I don't think they're going to fall back to where Tampa Bay is. Tampa Bay seems to be locked in on that 4th seed at 6 and 7. So, yeah.
Are we going to get an under 500 division winner, bro?
Yeah.
I think so.
You think so?
I think the Bucs are going – like
that'll be, what, 8 and 9?
It's like the Bucs don't want to
Atlanta's right there, right?
No,
what if Ritter comes up and sparks them?
What about the Panthers? To me, that's the team to watch out for.
Sam Darnold, really?
Sam Darnold. So if they win the division, I mean, is Coach getting an extension? Is Sam Darnold getting a job next year? What is going on here?
I trust the Panthers right now more than I do Atlanta. Sam Darnold.
You're crazy.
You guys trust Atlanta?
You trust Carolina? I don't trust either one. That's why
I don't trust any.
That's
why I'm picking the Bucs. You know what I'm saying?
I don't trust either one either.
Yeah, you know the Carolina owner is mad as hell because he was hoping that they would just continue to suck and get one of those quarterbacks and they're actually winning games with Sam Darnold.
Kudos to that team, though. Kudos to
props to the players,
to Wilkes, the coach. Kudos to I mean, it's whether it's Sam Darnold, PJ Walker. Kudos to that defense.
They got a good young D, bro.
Yeah. Kudos to that team. They could have mailed it in a long time ago, and they could have been the Texans, and nobody would have, said anything. But here they are. Yeah, they're 2 games out of first place. They got a chance. They play the Bucs at least one more time.
Where's New Orleans at?
Huh?
Where's New Orleans at in the standings? You can't be
4-9. 4-9, dead last.
And what is that? Game back?
That's 2 games back.
2 games back. Carolina and Atlanta's 1 game back.
Yeah.
And Carolina right now owns the tiebreaker over Tampa Bay.
Bro, that's ugly, bro.
That's crazy.
That's ugly, bro.
So I mean, we got a comment in. Little Johnny Cruz, Marcus Mariota is him. You see that back throw. Mariota's done for the year. They're going with Desmond Ritter.
About time, bro.
Yeah. I see what you got. You could catch them, make the play. I mean, Tom Brady, it's over, man. I never thought I'd say this. I just said last week I was on it, but after that performance, you go into San Francisco and you just get beat down like that, it's over. Count them out.
I've been saying that for like 8 years, bro. So I got tired of saying that, bro. So until he actually is not there week 1. And even then, I'd be like, yo, he'll come in week 4 or 5 or something. You know what I'm saying? So I got to go through the whole season.
He might be standing, but it's a standing 8 count, Johnny. It's over. Hey.
I'm still waiting. I mean, Gronkowski's going to show up in about 2 more weeks, and they're just going to go to the Super Bowl and ride off in the sunset.
Bro, that's what he should have done from jump, bro. When he went to the Bucs and won that title first year, he should have just, You know what I'm saying? That's mic drop right there. Just, you know what I'm saying? I'm done. Got 7. Right. Didn't need you, Bill, and just walk away.
Yeah. Well, now he lost his wife. Now he's going to try to play until he's 50. He's got no home to go to. So, I mean.
Oh, man.
Hey, let's get into it. Let's get into this week's picks. Last week, I mean, we did absolute
we don't have to talk about last week.
I was about to say, why are you bringing up old stuff, bro?
I put the records out there. You know, if you bet against us, you're winning. If you're betting with us,
damn, was
Frankie
it that
James,
bad?
Frankie, what's up, my man? He said Philly Sports Talk. I'm not part of it. Outrageous. Good show, boys. Thanks, Frankie.
What's up? What up?
Hey, we had to try to bring another Philly guy in as well, but he missed the show. So, last week our picks did awful. Nobody between us three and Scott, nobody was even sniffed 500. We were definitely. I mean, I don't even know what team. We were the Saints. Craig was the Texans, pretty much. Me and Johnny and Scott went 4-9, and Craig went 3-10. So, I mean, double-digit loss. Johnny, you got to stop listening to Craig. I mean, you get one game different. I know that's kind of you ride with Craig a lot.
No,
hey, I was hot for a minute.
That's what I'm saying. I jumped on too late. I jumped out when you were saying it's all good. I'm gonna take it serious now. I was just playing before.
Yeah, right. Hey, it's crunch time, boys. It's playoff time. It's time to get this thing. Got to turn this ship around. Little Johnny Cruz says, do like Peyton and retire after winning a Super Bowl. Now he doesn't have his wife sharing her with AB.
Damn, John.
Hey. Hey. If Brighton's already down on the 10 count, and hey, just kick a man while he's down, why don't you? All right, let's get into this week's. Let me share the screen here.
Oh, I love that kid, yo.
Get the tab.
Well done, John. Well done.
Speaking of the 49ers and Brock Purdy, got banged up last week, but the kid looked pretty good. Looks like he's probably going to go tomorrow night. The 49ers head to Seattle, 3-point favorites, Johnny. Who you like this one? We got to turn this. We got to turn this ship around. Somebody around here got to get a winning record.
What did you say that spread was?
It's 3. The 49ers are favorites on the road. Seattle 3-point. Yeah, 3-point dogs.
Yeah, I'm taking San Fran, bro. Until I see any different. I mean, they're not asking Brock to do too much. Just don't lose the game. Don't turn the ball over. The running attack, you know, McCaffrey is, like I've been saying, he was a perfect weapon for this knucklehead.
Shanahan's.
Yes, you know what I'm saying. He's like he's a perfect offensive weapon, is what, you know what I'm saying. Shanahan likes to call. He don't, you know what I'm saying. He don't even call them by position. He just calls them offensive weapons, and he is about as good as it gets. You know what I'm saying. He's as close to Marshall Faulk as I have seen in this league since. I was thinking that too, John. You didn't have to say it out loud.
Craig, Johnny's taking the Finns here. Who you taking?
I mean, it's hard not to take
the 49ers. Sorry,
it's hard not to take the Niners here, right? I mean, both these teams are kind of trending in opposite directions, and even though the 49ers have lost both their top 2 quarterbacks, I mean, it just seems like they're one of those teams that the system works, man, and they don't need too much out of the quarterback position. Most of the NFL teams do need a lot out of the quarterback position, and they just don't. They just need somebody to go out there and manage the system. And so far, Brock Purdy, I mean, seems capable, and Shanahan seems to like him, so that's got to mean something. His teammates seem to like him. That's got to mean something. So to me, San Francisco is just as dangerous right now as they were with Jimmy G, and Seattle's trending
more dangerous.
I mean, possibly more dangerous. You know,
I think Purdy spreads the ball down the field a little bit better. Can throw the deep ball better than Jimmy.
Yeah, he's more mobile too.
Seattle's getting Kenneth Walker back. I mean, that's kind of a big deal. But I mean, San Francisco, it's not a team you can run the ball on. I mean, Kenneth Walker's a monster, but San Francisco's defense is just it's the best in football right now. So it's just even on the road, man. It's only 3 points. How do you not take the 49ers?
Yeah, here's the thing: is Seattle can't stop the run, and you're gonna let CMC go in there. He's gonna run absolutely wild. No Debo though. That kind of scares me. I expect big things from George Kittle and Brandon Ayuk. That Seattle defense.
Hopefully more George Kittle.
Our Brandon Ayuk. Hopefully. So Craig's got George Kittle and I got Ayuk. So I'm hoping the 2 touchdowns for Ayuk get me off right on the fantasy. Give me the 49ers, baby. Let's go. We're all in on San Francisco, so Seattle's probably winning the way we're going.
I was just about to say, all right, so everybody knows, pick Seattle. Damn, 4-9. That was horrible, bro.
Yeah. Speaking of horrible, the Colts been horrible. They got a nice 1 win with when Jeff Saturday's come back, but since then it has not gone well. And look, Minnesota's coming off the loss to the Lions, Craig. They're 4.5-point favorites here against the Colts. What's your thoughts on Minnesota? They seem to be kind of, stumbling here.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're just kind of becoming, a lot of the teams in the NFL are kind of becoming who they really are at this time of the year. And I feel like the Vikings are, I'm not going to say that they're not good because they are good, but I just feel like they're not as good as their record was showing, here the last few weeks when they were, number 2, number 3 in football. But the Colts stink, man. So in this game, I got to ride with the Vikings. What's the spread on this one?
4.5.
4.5 at home. I'm taking Minnesota.
Last time we seen the Colts, they were getting, just blown out by the Cowboys.
Minnesota, somewhat of a get back game, get right game coming off the loss at home. So I'm gonna take, Vikings win by a touchdown, maybe more.
Johnny, what's your thoughts here?
Yeah, and I'm not, I'm not big on Minnesota, but I agree with Craig on that one. This is a get right game for them. Is it considered prime time because they're the only game on Saturday afternoon?
It's a Saturday game.
I know it's a daytime game, but they're the only game. They're going to be the only game on. But no, I got to take Minnesota, man. I got to take Minnesota. It's at 1 o'clock on Saturday.
Yeah, 4.5.
So I'll take Minnesota to cover that. They're at home. They got to win this game, and I think they win it convincingly, honestly.
Oh, hold on a second. Hello? Can you stop? Sorry, it was a fraud alert. Fraud alert was calling me talking about the Vikings. I got the update. The Vikings are frauds. But you know what? The frauds can actually, Vikings don't play. They play everybody close. Yeah. I'm going with the Colts, baby. Give me the plus 4.5. I'm riding. Hey, I'm on Colt Island. That was a fraud alert. The Vikings are frauds. They play everybody close down to their competition. Colts had a bye week. They're gonna get right here. Give me the Colts. I like Minnesota money line, but give me the Colts at plus 4.5.
See, right now I feel like as the host, you have somewhat of an unfair advantage because if me and Johnny agree, you just already know go the opposite way.
That's a valid point, yo.
Yeah, valid point, Craig. The Ravens on Saturday at 4:30, right? Here, the Ravens head to Deshaun Watson and the Browns. The Browns are 2.5 favorites. I don't know who's quarterbacking for the Ravens. Lamar's hurt. Huntley's in concussion protocol. Who was that third stringer that they brought in last week? I don't even know who that was.
It doesn't matter.
Couldn't tell you.
I'm going Browns all day. I think Deshaun's just starting to get, his legs underneath him. They're going to be able to run the ball on Baltimore, and like you said, we don't even know who the quarterback is for Baltimore. And they barely beat the Broncos. Yeah, I think Cleveland wins and they cover easily, honestly. At least a touchdown.
Woo!
Yeah.
Craig, what's your thoughts here? Browns, Ravens. The Browns haven't looked good at all either, though, with Deshaun.
They haven't. They haven't. And I wish I knew who was playing quarterback. The fact that it's concussion protocol and this is a Saturday game worries me. But if I knew Huntley was playing, I would probably ride with the Ravens in this game. But the fact, like I just said, it's concussion protocol. It's a Saturday game. I'm just going to assume he's not playing. So I'm going to take the Browns. I think both teams are just going to run the ball. I think, Deshaun Watson hasn't looked good, but I think he's not going to have to do a whole lot in this game. It's going to be a Nick Chubb game. It's going to be an ugly, December Cleveland Browns, Baltimore Ravens, AFC North game, but I'm going to take Cleveland to win. I'll take them to cover.
That Baltimore D is, those linebackers are, Roquan is looking good for them, man.
Hey, last week, I don't know if we mentioned it, but Roquan Smith picked off Mitchell Trubisky, and I don't know if I shed a tear of joy or sadness or what it was, but
bro, I didn't realize how bad Mitchell Trubisky was until that game, bro. Like, that was horrible, bro. Pittsburgh should have won that game.
They should
Pickett
have.
doesn't get hurt.
Oh yeah, they should have won
that game, man. That was like,
Anthony.
And I think 3 red zone interceptions. Come on, man.
Yeah. Anthony Brown is the quarterback for the Ravens. If
is
Huntley
that the same AB that John was talking about?
Not to throw shade at Josh Allen, because I actually like Josh Allen, but didn't they say Mitchell Trubisky was training under Josh Allen last year? So maybe that's where all the red zone picks are coming from.
He was already doing that in Chicago, Craig, and you know it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know it.
Anthony Brown is a quarterback from Oregon, undrafted. So this last week was his first week, and he went 3 for 5 for 16 yards. His longest pass was 7. Now, that's obviously different than being rushed in. You guys are in on Cleveland.
They got J.K. Dobbins back. Baltimore, like he said, he's going to run. I think you should go Baltimore,
have this
bro.
game. Baltimore's got to have this game, though. I don't know how you – the Browns almost lost to the Texans 2 weeks ago and didn't score an offensive point.
So Dallas almost lost, right?
That's true. Are the Texans starting to get good? Are you guys falling for that fool's gold?
No.
Man, I don't know what to do here. Something tells me to take the Ravens. It's probably going to come. I can't go with a guy I've never even freaking heard of. At least I had heard of Brock Purdy because he played at Iowa State. Right. I don't feel great about it, but give me Massage Watson and the Browns going to win this one. Jeez, that was a soft slam because I don't feel great. I hope they lose because I picked the Bengals to win the division, so I kind of need the Ravens to drop one. Johnny,
the Bengals are going to win it anyway, bro.
Yeah,
I think the Bengals got that division anyway.
They look like they're coming on, and we'll get to them. But a rematch game here. This time the Dolphins head to Buffalo. Johnny, your Fins are on that 2-game losing skid here. They head to Buffalo. Supposed to be cold. Winter. I heard you talking about on your show. They just need to suck it up and be a man. But we know you Florida guys are real softies and pansies when it comes to the cold. And sure enough, the spread shows it. The Bills are 7-point favorites on Sunday to your Dolphins.
I'm on your show, so I'm gonna let you get away with that softy comment, even though I'm from New York. But I'm gonna pick the Dolphins. Like, I hope they win, and I think they can win. But I think they'll at least cover. They'll keep it close. It'll be a tough battle. Like I said, I think they can win the game. I have no confidence that they're gonna win the game anymore after these last 2 weeks. But I think my boys will at least cover that spread, But hopefully they win the game. Hopefully, like you were talking about, Josh Allen with a couple of red zone picks would be great.
Craig, what's your thoughts here?
Man, I don't know. I was back and forth on this one. It's a big spread, man. A touchdown for a team like the Dolphins. The Dolphins, I feel like, especially the way the last 2 weeks have been for the Dolphins got to come out and they got to do something this week. You come out and you get your ass kicked by Buffalo, and now that's your 3rd loss in a row, and you're basically look like a team that looks pretty good but can't hang with the playoff teams. Now we're talking way different about Miami than we were just like 3 weeks ago. You know what I mean? So I feel like Miami's been looking forward to this game. they're kind of embracing the cold. I seen a deal on Twitter where the coach was wearing a shirt at practice, said, "I wish it was colder here." So they know what they're getting into. They're kind of embracing it. They're getting ready for it. I'd probably take Buffalo on the money line here, but if you're gonna give a touchdown, man, that's a lot. I'll take Miami.
Johnny, what's the status of the running backs for Miami? Because they got banged up. Was it Wilson that got banged up?
Yeah, Wilson. They're saying it's day to day. I mean, they were worried at first that it might be more severe, but it's not. So that he's day to day. I think he's gonna toughen it out. I think he's gonna play. But yeah, that's a big loss if we lose him, because I mean, I like Raheem Mostert, but he ain't trying to get hit. Especially if it's cold, he definitely ain't gonna want to get hit. So we definitely need Jeff Wilson there. If not, I wouldn't be surprised if Myles Gaskin plays. Not that that's gonna make you feel any better, but Myles Gaskin ain't a bad player. But I think, I expect Mike McDaniel to scheme up something good here. So, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if we win the game, but we definitely at least cover this, man.
Craig, you said Miami is looking forward to this game. I think the Bills have circled this game since the last game. They were pissed off that they lost the last game to the Dolphins.
Yeah, but they haven't been all that great these last couple of weeks, though.
They were pissed off about the Jets game too,
right? And
you saw what they did to the Jets last week. They dang near broke Mike White in half. What do you think they want to do to Tua? I mean, somebody got Goldberg speared out there. Hey, Tua going to get the rock bottom and the people's elbow this Sunday if they don't watch out.
No, did you see the penalties that were getting called for Justin Herbert?
Right, jeez.
So I mean, geez, like I think the Bills have circled this game. I think that Josh Allen and them boys, Diggs, they alluded to it, that they want this game. They want the Dolphins. Remember that Dolphins game? They had the ball. Like, what they run, like 70 plays on the Dolphins defense, a couple bad turnovers, and they still almost won that game. Still should have almost won that game. Yeah. The last 2 weeks I picked the
first
Dolphins.
loss, right?
Huh? Yeah, that was their first loss. Yeah. Yeah, the last 2 weeks I picked the Dolphins to cover. They let me down. Fool me once, fool me again. You ain't gonna fool me a third time, or whatever the saying is. It's George Bush or whoever that's saying that. Fool me once. They got a saying in Tennessee. We got a saying in Texas. Well, we got a saying at the Bodkins house. We don't pick. I pick you twice and you let me down. I'm not picking you a third time. Give me the Bills at -7, baby.
I mean, to be quite honest, it's gonna be one or the other. It's gonna be a hard, close game, or Buffalo just, Buffalo just put it on us, man.
Yeah, I think it'll be a close game, but I still think 7 points is still a close game.
Yeah, but we can get a last minute touchdown to cover.
It could be a tie game, and Josh Allen leads the team down for a game-winning touchdown.
It could be.
And then, does the old suck it sign in front of Josh McDaniels and everybody else in the cold snow. Craig, your Bears host the team we just talked about, the probably the best team in the NFC, the Philadelphia Eagles. They're 9-point dogs at home. Bears are coming off a bye. Fields is, hopefully 100, hopefully not 100%, but we'll see. And you taking the Bears here? Are you going to be a homer and pick the Bears to cover at 9?
So, I mean, obviously, Philly's the better team here. But I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna hop in my canoe.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start paddling out. I'm gonna go ahead and camp out on Bears Island this week. Because I mean, not only is he gonna become your future nemesis in the NFL, but he's gonna become your fantasy nemesis. Because last time we played, Joe Mixon had like 100 touchdowns, and Justin Fields put up a 50 spot, and I still won. So this week in our fantasy playoff matchup, Justin Fields is going to run all over the field. Bears are going to at least somewhat keep up, probably lose by 8. So I'm going to take the Bears to cover. Justin Fields put up another like 40 fantasy points for me, get me going in the right direction.
Johnny?
Bro, have we agreed on every game so far, Craig?
Craig have agreed on every game so far. I know that's your boy. I like how we was friends, Johnny, and then I introduced you to Craig, and now that's your boy.
Oh man, it's just I agree with him with them covering, but I mean, of course, the way Philly's been playing. Like, is this a letdown game for Philly? Doesn't Philly got like a divisional game after this?
Let me ask you this: Is
Cowboys up next for Philly?
Do you consider?
That's what I'm saying.
Could be a trap game. Could be a trap game. Let me ask you this: Are the Titans better than the Bears?
I don't know. The Tennessee,
I
don't know.
I think if
I would take Justin Fields over Ryan
21. Right. I think if you're up by 21, the Bears can come back a little better than the Titans can.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah, the Titans ain't coming back.
I'll give you that. No. Maybe.
The
Giants.
It is what it is. I think Justin Fields keeps them in the game, at least relatively close. And I mean, 9 points is a lot, even though Philly could just. Nah, man. I think Philly is gonna have a little bit of a letdown trap game. I'm gonna take the Bears to cover. So sorry, Craig. I hope I ain't messing up your whole shit.
No,
bro.
It's all right, man. I'm gonna come back. I'm paddling back. I'm coming to get you.
Hey, well, guess what? You can leave me out there because I'll go on. I'm on Eagles Island, baby. I just think the Eagles are going to be are good. Nagata Su's going to do a dirty play, probably step on Justin Fields' ankle at least 3 times and stomp on it. And I don't want Fields to be hurt or get hurt. I'd hate to wish bad on somebody, but tell me that's not something that Sue won't do. Oh, you're going to run from me? Nope. I'm just going to snap your little ankle here. I'm going to step on it, push somebody, do something illegal to get on it. Don't tell me. We've seen the guy Sue do things like that before in the past. And the Eagles are just an absolute wagon. I know it could be a trap game, but they're a better team than that, I feel like. So I'm going to ride with the Eagles. Give me the Eagles at -9. Let's go and stop Justin Fields, baby. Please stop Justin Fields. Give me the Eagles.
Yo, Craig, is this one of those you throw a few dollars on the Bears money line just to see? Like I was telling you about Houston last week.
What is it? It's like plus what?
280.
The money line is to win is 280. Yeah,
280.
I don't know.
Bro, I was telling Craig, bro, I was so close to throwing a few dollars on Houston, and
if you would have done it for the spread, you would have covered.
No, but I was just, the money line was like plus 900, so I was like, I was so tempted, but I'm glad I saved my couple dollars, bro.
I think the Chiefs game's like that this week too. It's like plus a lot. It's a lot. I don't know who they're playing. I can't remember who they're playing, but it's
they're playing the Texans.
Yeah, they're playing the Texans. It's like Chiefs. It's like Texans.
Nah, bro. There's a big difference between Dak Prescott and Patrick Mahomes, bro. Nah, bro.
Hey, so we're getting to 2 teams that we were talking about. Somehow they still got playoff hopes due to the Bucs just being downright awful. The Falcons in the first start for Desmond Ridder, Johnny, go to New Orleans, and the Saints are -4.5 favorites here. Do you like the young kid Desmond Ridder here at +4.5?
Who's quarterback? Is it still Andy Dalton?
Still Andy Dalton.
And it's not a primetime game, right?
No, but it doesn't matter at this point in time because
I feel you. You know what? I think Ridder's gonna give him a little bit of a spark. Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? They've played tough pretty much the whole season. They just had Marcus Mariota. You know what I'm saying? So when they needed that play, he just couldn't make that play for them. But I don't know. I think the kid gives them a little bit of a spark. I think he makes a couple plays that they need. And I think I think they not only cover, I think they win this game.
Let me ask you guys both this, and we can stay on this for both teams here. One team has made that quarterback change. Like Mariota got hurt, but they already said like, hey, we're going with Desmond Ridder. Should the Saints go back to Jameis? Like, and why not?
Why haven't they?
Why not?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
I don't know why they haven't, especially as winnable as the division has been, and the Andy Dalton experiment is kind of over. Jameis would have been starting for me 2 weeks ago if I was head coach in New Orleans. Shoot, you roll the dice. If Jameis, gets it going, you win the division.
Right. I agree.
Yeah, is he just not? It's got to be something in practice. Like Jameis has got to be not doing
Yeah.
something in practice to me, right? Like, why haven't you?
Something. I mean, Andy Dalton's not lighting the world on fire out there.
Right.
Yeah, at the beginning of the year, I was in support of Andy over Jameis, but now at this point in time, like it's desperation time. Like you can see what they've done. That offense doesn't do a whole lot with Andy Dalton. You might as well let Jameis go out there and throw 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions. At least you're
And
scoring.
their defense is pretty solid. I mean,
right. Yeah, there's got to be something going on, man. He stole somebody's crab legs or something, bro. For real. Because, I mean, unless he looks like complete crap at practice, I don't understand why you don't play the kid and just see. I mean, I don't know how his contract is, but you might be able to get a pick out of him if somebody signs him. You know what I mean? So why not showcase him at least? I don't know.
And I like Atlanta going with Desmond Ridder. It's one of them situations right now where, like, really they're not a playoff team, but they are in the hunt because of their division. And why not play him these next 4 games? You see what he can. You could see if he's got potential as a starter, and then see if you need to draft one in the draft. So I kind of like it. Let's see what the kid can do. You already know what you got out of Mariota. It's not much before the injury. So why not go with Desmond Ridder and see what he can guide you here.
I mean, and not for nothing. I'm sorry, bro. They're meaningful games. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of throwing him in with a little bit of pressure, see if he can handle it.
Yeah, Craig, what were you saying?
Well, I just think it's. I mean, if you look at the landscape of this division, it's pretty much up for grabs next year. So Atlanta has a very good shot at competing for the division next year. So if you're going to ride into next year with Ridder as your guy, I mean, get him out there, get him some experience. If next year you're going in with playoff hopes, you don't want week 1 to be the first time you've ever seen the kid play a live NFL game.
Agreed. Craig, who you like here? Johnny said he likes Atlanta. What's your thoughts here on
what's the spread here?
I think it was. Let me go back to it. Was it
4.5?
4.5 for the Saints. Saints are the favorite at home.
So I'm going to take Atlanta. I mean, it looks like me and Johnny both going 3-10 this week, but I mean, they can't be any worse with Ridder than they were with Mariota, right? And I mean, Atlanta's been somewhat of a covering machine this year. So a lot of times you see, even if this kid's not the answer for Atlanta, a lot of times you see first games like this kind of spark things. So yeah, I mean, I haven't seen enough out of New Orleans to make me think that Atlanta doesn't have a shot to win this game. So I'll definitely take them to cover.
Yeah, with you guys, we're all on the same page. I'm going with Atlanta to cover here. I've seen what I've seen out of New Orleans. They're just not very good. Their offense stinks. I mean, we had Jonathan Grisham on the Monday show, and he said the team's trying to run a Sean Payton system and Sean Payton offense without Sean Payton, and that's the problem. Do you guys kind of agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, that's probably some of it. Now, you would think, I mean, as long as he's been in the system, that there would be some carryover there. But to me, it does. You can blame some of it on injury. They've had injuries on the offensive side, but I mean, listen, it's Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton. At the end of the day, Andy Dalton's your starting quarterback, and you're only going to get so far. I don't care who the head coach is or who the offensive coordinator is. At the end of the day, you're only going to get so far. Now, Andy Dalton can get you more than 4 wins in a season.
And they're in trouble because they don't have a first-round pick. They traded their first-round pick to the Eagles. So the Eagles are going to get a top 10 pick this year.
Because that's what they need.
Possibly win the Super Bowl. I mean, so there's that.
You think Dennis Allen could be a one and done?
I don't think so.
I think
not
so.
There.
Maybe
I think
not.
they'll from there.
But it's possible. It's possible. They might need to clean house completely.
Yeah.
They gave him a shot. It has not worked out.
That's what I'm saying. They got some players that they can get some trade value. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they make some moves.
Do you tear it down? Do you trade Alvin Kamara and try to get some picks for him?
Yep. You might as well start over.
I mean, right now you're probably. I mean, I don't know. Marshawn Lattimore seems like he's always hurt now, but they've got
Mike
pieces they could
Thomas,
trade,
Joey.
and you probably hold on to Chris Olave as a future
Right,
building
yeah.
block,
Yeah.
and you need to go get a quarterback to pair him with.
Yeah.
Do you try to trade Mike? I don't know anyone would take Mike Thomas at this point in time, right? Like,
No, I mean, what are you going to get for him? You know,
Right.
I'll give
he's
you a
always hurt.
2031 11th round pick.
Nah, you let him rehab and hopefully he helps, you know what I'm saying, Olave develop, you know what I mean? You ain't gonna get nothing for him anyway. But yeah, I would Kamara, Cam Jordan, I would trade everybody, bro, and try to get as many picks as you can and try to rebuild it.
Let's get into the next game. Two teams that Chris Landis says Saints don't have pieces to trade.
They do. They got a few.
They got a few. They definitely have a few. Two teams that got to have a win on Sunday, fighting for their playoff lives. It's a pick'em game. It's literally a half-point spread. Craig,
Wow.
the hot Lions. I mean, no team might be hotter than the Lions, right? Other than the Eagles, I guess. But here the Lions are one of the hottest teams in the league. Going to New York in just a flat, just straight pick'em game. It's pretty much a half-point spread here. Who you like in this one, Lions and Jets?
This one's tough, man. I saw this game on the matchup, and I've been back and forth on it, man. I could see the Jets defense being able to kind of shut down what the Lions have been doing and make this kind of a dirty game. And the Lions seem like they lose those type of games. But I mean, I've said it to you, I've said it to Johnny, man. Nobody's playing as hot as the Lions really right now. I mean, if it's take Kansas City, take Philly out of the equation right now. I mean, if there's a handful of teams you don't want to play, the Lions might be on the list. The Bengals, the Lions, some of the hottest teams in the game. So it's a pick'em game, man. I'm going to take the Lions. I mean, they're riding hot. The Jets have been playing good football, but they've still got this kind of mess at quarterback. Now Mike White is somewhat hurt. Zach Wilson's been moved to the number 2 quarterback, so he might play if Mike White goes down or whatever. It just seems kind of messy, man. Honestly, I think the Jets might end up kind of falling off, man. I kind of said that whenever this whole quarterback debacle started there. That's usually just a sign of a team kind of going the wrong direction. So I'm gonna take the Lions here, man. They're playing good football. I think it continues on here against the Jets.
Landis is saying, don't forget about the weather. Jets win. Johnny, you agreeing with Landis? You agreeing with Craig here on this game? Mike White hasn't played bad though. I mean, he last week he got just brutally beat up. Like, I mean, bad.
Hopefully, I mean, if I don't know. I haven't checked the weather report. Hopefully, it's bad. Hopefully, it's a run fest. Hopefully, DeAndre Swift and Bam Knight fucking both for 200 yards.
I mean, as a Dolphin fan, I want the Jets to lose. And yeah, Detroit has been playing really good football right now. I don't trust Goff at all though. But then again, the Jets, their quarterback situation ain't that much better. The Jets are at home. As much as I hate to say it, this will be. I mean, damn, this is a hard one, bro.
You and Craig have picked every game the exact same.
I know.
So you might as well. You want me to just write down Detroit again for you?
I mean, like I said, I want Detroit to win, but something's telling me that the Jets are gonna bounce back. They played Buffalo. They played Buffalo really well, until the end there. Yeah,
it's tough,
I want them to lose, man. But I think the Jets pull it off, man.
If the Lions' offense is going to come out and lay a turd, it's going to be against a defense like this.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They haven't played a defense like this yet.
So I need Amon St. Brown to score at least a touchdown or 2, and then I need Mike White.
Sauce Gardner is shutting his.
Bro, I'm about to say they might not score at all, bro. For real.
I need Mike White to score. I need Mike White to. It is real. I need Mike White to score a couple touchdowns here. I need the Lions to lose help the Packers, and I need Mike White to do well. So with that being said, I'm taking the Jets. This one's for you, Dan. Win this one for Dan Harris, Jets. Come on, baby. Let's go.
Hey,
Let's
come on,
go,
man. Now I feel like I got to switch my pick.
They got to have it to make the playoffs. Let's go.
That might be a fun game, though.
They're
That might be a
gonna
fun game to watch.
they might miss the playoffs, man. I'd have to look at the rest of some of these schedules, but
Who, the Jets?
yeah.
Let me look at their schedule coming up.
Because right now they're not in the playoff picture, right? The Patriots are ahead of them, and then I think the Chargers are right there with them.
Yeah, they host the Jags after this, and then they
got Jaguars, Seahawks, Dolphins.
Yeah, all on the road.
Who the Chargers got?
They got to have this game. They got to get this one. The Chargers got they got the Titans this week, and we'll talk about that game in a minute. Then they got the Colts, Rams, Broncos. They should win every one of those games.
See, right now I'm going to pick them to make the playoffs.
I say that, but it's the Chargers, though.
I know they're going to split 2-2.
They'll probably beat the Titans, and then they'll probably lose to the Colts, beat the Rams, and then lose to the Broncos. Like that's
week 17 they're going to lose to like whatever the hell Rippy and going to be in their quarterback.
Yeah.
Chargers coach going to do something stupid.
Yeah, it's a three-way. There's 3 teams at 7-6 right there, and then even Jacksonville at 5-8, and they could catch Tennessee. So a team. Man, we were just talking about the last week. I felt like how the Steelers weren't gonna, go below 500, and then they lose a game that they probably should have won last week. And now they go to Carolina, the team that I just said that could win the South, baby. The Steelers are 3-point dogs, Craig, to the Panthers. I never thought I would see that, but here they are. Who you like in this one?
Do we know who's quarterbacking for Pittsburgh this week?
That's what I was wondering.
As far as I saw, Pickett is still in the concussion protocol. And it's the second time he's been in it this year, so I think it's probably. I bet it's going to be Mitch.
Personally, I hope it's Mitch because I feel like that does my fantasy team better because I have Deontay Johnson and him and Kenny Pickett just haven't had it. But man, I'm going to take Pittsburgh because you're giving me points and they're going against the freaking Panthers. I mean, I don't trust either one of these teams. I don't believe in either one of these teams. But maybe with, a week of practice, maybe Mitch can come out and look a little better. Like you guys said, I mean, Pittsburgh, they did everything else to win the game if Mitch doesn't throw those 3 interceptions. So if he can just play some cleaner football, I feel like their defense should be able to handle Carolina enough to keep them in the game. And honestly, I'd probably take them to win this game. So if you're going to give me 3 points, I'm going to take Pittsburgh.
Johnny, what's your thoughts here on Steelers and the Panthers?
Yeah, no, I got no faith in Trubisky at all. It's not like it was just one interception to. I mean, I feel you, Landis, but nah, I'm gonna say Carolina wins this game at home. They got a good defense too, so they could easily turn Trubisky over a few times. It's gonna be an ugly game. Yeah, I mean the 3 points. Yeah, I'm gonna go Carolina.
Carolina loves to run the football. Like that's how they win games. Steelers aren't going to allow that to happen. Their defense is just too good. I know Carolina's building. They got a nice young defense and they're building things, but the Steelers have, legit
Mitchell Trubisky.
Yeah, but they just have different playmakers on defense. I mean, it's Sam Darnold. Like, I mean, I know, he's what
you just said you believed in him.
I said I'm just saying I think out of the teams, other than the Bucs to win that division, I said I like Carolina. I mean Sam Darnold's only half a step better than Mitch Trubisky. He'll probably be seeing ghosts out there, the Christmas ghost. So I'm with you, Craig, on this one. I'm leaving Johnny on Panther Island. Give me the Steelers at +3.
All right.
I mean, either one of those teams is making the playoffs, but
right.
Then we get then here we go. It's the Cowboys who couldn't cover the 13-point spread. We said we'd give them 20 last week, and they dang near lost to the Texans. Shows how much we know. Maybe it was an ultimate trap game, another trap, maybe it's another trap game due to the fact that they got the Eagles next week, but now they go to Jacksonville. 5-point favorites, Johnny, against the Jags, who are playing really well.
Yeah, and I mean, if the Cowboys didn't have the game they just had, then I would think Jacksonville could sneak up on them. But I think Dallas might be a little bit more prepared for this game. I mean, they got the better defense. You know what? I'm going Jacksonville anyway. I'm going Jacksonville to at least cover. But I think Jacksonville definitely has a chance to win this game and pull an upset, yo. I'm going Jacksonville, yep. I gotta be a little different than you know what I'm saying, than Craig.
What's your thoughts here on Jacksonville Cowboys?
To me, what's the spread on this one?
5.
5.
Okay, it was 4.5 when I looked at it earlier. But to me, this spread is just way too much of a short-term memory and just what happened last week. Let's take last week out of the equation. Jacksonville hasn't really looked all that great. I mean, Trevor's playing a lot better the last few games, but the Jaguars have still found ways to lose games. I mean, they did win big last week, and then the Cowboys didn't cover the spread against the Texans and damn near lost the game last week. But before that, they've been drubbing everybody in the league that they've been matched up against. They got Philly on the horizon next week, but I think they know that they can't lose going into that Philly game, because if Philly don't look like they're losing, so Dallas can't afford to lose. So I think this week is kind of back to reality. I think Dallas is going to win big. So I'm taking Dallas to cover.
Yeah, here's the thing is I'm looking at Jacksonville's previous games. Remember they had the big win against the Ravens, and then they just got dog walked by the Lions, and then they win big here against the Titans on Sunday. That means we're down for a letdown here the following week. Give me the Cowboys. It's only a 5-point spread. I think the Cowboys could probably win this game by 10 or 7 or 10. Micah Parsons, let's go, baby. Come on. Let's go. Give me the Cowboys here. I like Dallas. The thing that scared me is Landez. Johnny, I know you're not familiar with Landez other than, him putting the comments in. He's got outlandish takes, and we call them outlandish takes with Landez. And I usually try to fade most of the stuff he says, and he's on saying Dak has the best game of the year. Make Jerry happy on his podcast this week. So, which means probably Dak will throw 4 interceptions and they lose the game.
To say, if they smart, they run the ball, man. Run the ball.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. Landez knows I ain't got nothing but love for him, but at the same time, I do try to fade a lot of stuff that he says. So. We were talking about this game earlier. So there it is, Johnny. Texans are plus 600 to win against the Chiefs. The Chiefs are 14-point favorites. Second week in a row, the Texans are double-digit. 2-touchdown dogs, Craig. They covered last week. You making it 2-0 this week? Chiefs can't cover at all.
So the Chiefs have trouble covering these big spreads, man. That worries me in this. And the fact that Davis Mills is back in playing quarterback, I feel like is better for the Texans. They have a better chance to cover. The big thing that worries me, and I said it about my fantasy team, is Dameon Pierce is not playing. And if the Texans can't run the football, I don't know this. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. But man, I'm not taking the Texans to cover the spread again. I bet against them last week, but it's the same thing, man. I could see Kansas City winning this game by 20, 25 points, and the Texans just not being able to do a whole lot, especially with Dameon Pierce out. So, it's a ton of points. It's 2 touchdowns. Chiefs are on the road, but Pat Mahomes back in Texas. Give me the Chiefs.
I thought you were going to say the Texans. Johnny, what's your thoughts here on Texans Chiefs? The Chiefs just a huge favorite.
It seems like Vegas is wanting people to jump on the Texans for everything you said. Yeah, Kansas City doesn't cover spreads, and the Texans did just fight a hard fight against the Cowboys, but I think they have a bit of a letdown. You know what I'm saying? Because they couldn't pull it off last week. And the Chiefs are coming off a loss to the Bengals. So they want to stay as close to Buffalo as possible to get that number 1 seed. So I think Kansas City beats the crowd, especially with no Dameon Pierce. I mean, they don't have, that's all they had. So they I think Patrick Mahomes goes crazy in this game, bro. This is one of those 4 or 5 touchdown games right here.
Man, 14's a lot.
It is, but
Chiefs can never cover. But the
that's
Chiefs
what I'm
aren't
saying.
the Chiefs.
Go ahead.
I mean, everything, like, I want to say the Chiefs, but at the same, I mean, they never cover these spreads. Ah, man. 14 is a lot. The Texans stink. I mean, they did almost beat Dallas last week, but
last week was, I mean, that was the Texas.
That was their one game. That was their
that was
Houston,
the Super Bowl for them.
right?
You know?
Houston and Dallas. Yep.
Who runs Texas? They used to be the Texans Chiefs at one, or was it the Texas Chiefs or something like that, or the Houston Chiefs, Dallas Chiefs? They used to be at one point or another time. But I'm with you guys. I mean, I guess if we're going to be wrong, we might as well be all wrong together on this one. I'll take the Chiefs at -14. I don't feel great about it. That they probably won't cover. I say every week I'm not taking the Chiefs to cover, and I feel like every week I still take them to cover. And then on Sunday, I get let down. I'm like, I'm not taking the Chiefs to cover. And then they got the Texans, and I'm like, I got to take the Chiefs to cover. All right, let's get into the last game here, or a couple more games here. We got Arizona. Their GM he took a leave of absence because his ass is on fire. Kyler Murray, torn ACL, done for the year. And they go to Mark Ripken, maybe, in the Broncos. The Broncos are 3-point favorites. Johnny, what's your thoughts here on just two absolutely dog shit teams?
I mean, yeah, you couldn't have described that any better, bro. Like this
Colt
is
McCoy versus Mark Ripken, or is it not Mark? Is it Mark Rip? Is that his name? Is it Billy Ripken?
Ripien? Is he
Rip,
related to Cal?
I don't know. I was thinking that old Washington quarterback back in the day. That was
Mark Rippon.
Mark Rippon won the Super Bowl. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Maybe I think it's his son, maybe, or nephew or cousin, maybe. Either way, they stink. Johnny, what's your thoughts here?
They got a good defense. Arizona is just, God, this is horrible, bro. Like I want to pick Denver just because of that D, and maybe this kid gives them a little bit of a spark because they actually got some weapons. I mean, Russ is just playing like complete ass, bro. That's
we say this every week that Denver has weapons. I want you to know that, and their record's like 3-3 and 10.
Well, I think a lot of it has been Russ, bro. I think a lot of it has been Russ. He looks horrible, bro.
Both coaches getting fired here, boys, at the end of the year.
They should.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean,
I don't know. I mean, Cliff, they put so much money into Cliff Kingsbury, and I was listening to ESPN earlier, and they were talking. I mean, if you're the Cardinals and you already know that you're not going to have Kyler Murray for maybe half the season next year, if not longer, you just ride Cliff out one more year, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna owe him money. So I mean, you just ride him out. Next year, you're gonna stink. You fire him at the end of next year.
That's true. I guess he's probably not coming back till maybe halfway through next year if you're lucky.
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Broncos without Russell Wilson. I think they'll play better without him. I mean, this is you ain't lying about a crap game, bro. This is horrible, bro.
I'm surprised it's not on primetime, Craig. What's your thoughts here?
I'm surprised this ain't the Thursday game.
Right.
But,
Cardinals,
I don't know,
Broncos.
man. I mean, the Cardinals aren't good. The Broncos are terrible. I mean, the Broncos do have defense. Colt McCoy, I'm not going to say he's a good backup, but he's a
Quality. He's a quality backup.
Right. That's a good word. He's a quality backup. That's
Yeah.
probably the word I was looking for. And they've got, DeAndre Hopkins, Hollywood Brown. They got some playmakers. I mean, we say Denver's got playmakers. At the end of the day, I don't want to pick either one of these teams. Who's favored in this game?
The Broncos are favored at -3
at home.
Really?
At home. Yeah.
Look, man, a couple weeks ago, I don't even remember who they played, but I said that I don't care if the spread is 100 points. I will not pick the Denver Broncos the rest of the year. So I'm sticking to it, I guess, and I'm taking the Cardinals +3.
Yeah, you're giving me points. We say that Denver has weapons, but they don't know how to use those weapons. At least Colt McCoy knows how to get the damn ball to DeAndre Hopkins. And if he could do that for about 10 receptions for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns, that would be killer for my team as,
Huh? I'll pass on that.
Well, hey, I'm not.
But they could shut him down and give it to Hollywood. That would be a better game plan.
Let's go Hopkins, baby. Let's go Cardinals. I'm not picking Denver. They stink. I don't care who their quarterback is. Give me Zona at +3. If you're giving me points, both coaches should be fired. They both. I feel bad
there was talk that the players weren't happy with Russ, man. Maybe they rally behind this kid.
Maybe.
I'm just saying.
Wouldn't that be
at least for a week,
right?
And we're talking. I mean, so we're talking about the Broncos head coach, but just that division as a whole, really. If your name's not Andy Reid, your seat's somewhat hot, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Gotta be. Yeah. Speaking of, and you alluded to it, brings us right to our next game. The Raiders and McDaniels. Man. It's a pick'em game here as Bill Belichick, his mentor, comes to town. The Patriots are actually favored by a point, so it's a pick'em game. Craig, who you like here? The Patriots, Raiders. Patriots get the win and keep their playoff hopes alive in the playoffs right now. They got to have this one though.
They do got to have this one. I mean, the Raiders have looked a little better, I guess. To me, a lot of that success revolves around Josh Jacobs. This isn't the best matchup for Josh Jacobs, and Josh Jacobs looked like he hurt his hand. I don't really know what the status is. I'm assuming, they kept running in that game, so I'm assuming he's going to play. But I don't know, man. It's like every time that it's like, oh, the Raiders have figured it out. They've won a couple games. They're running Josh Jacobs. Then they come out and they score nothing. And they look like shit. And to me, this is the setup. This is the setup where that's what's going to happen. The Raiders are going to come out. They're going to, maybe score 10 points this week. It's Bill Belichick against McDaniels. You got to think if anybody knows the inside on what's going on the Patriots sideline, it's got to be him. He spent the most time over there. He's got to know what they're doing better than anybody else. But I'm still taking Bill Belichick, especially in a pick'em game. I'm taking New England, man. I don't know. It's more of a gut feeling than anything, but I'm going to take the Patriots.
Landis says Raiders running game will be shut down. Carr has to win this game. Pick him. He's taking Las Vegas. Johnny, what's your thoughts there on this pick 'em game here? Is Bill's going up against his protege?
You almost talked me out of the Raiders by saying it was a Carr game.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like I almost went out because I was leaning Raiders. Now you got me thinking about it there. Derek Carr against Bill Belichick. But I like your point though about McDaniels knowing the Bills defense, but nah, man, I can't pick the Raiders, bro. That's I feel to the Raiders the way you feel about the Broncos, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I just can't pick the Raiders. They are a hot mess, bro. And I do not like McDaniels at all. They got some weapons there, but I don't know. Bill's got that team playing good. That defense is for real in New England. Judon is trying to win the Defensive Player of the Year. Like I seriously was leaning Vegas until Landis said that about Carr, man. For real. Because I want you know what? I'm gonna go with my first instinct. Now you know what? I'm gonna go against my instincts. I'm gonna go with the Pats, bro.
Yeah, here's the thing.
I'm going with the Patriots, bro.
The last 2 times I picked the Patriots to win, they lost. Last week I picked them to lose, they win. But Bill Belichick absolutely dominates his former coordinators. Just, I mean, it's like it's damn near a shutout. I don't know exactly what the record is, but I know it's a lot to a little. And give me the team that's got something more to play for. The Raiders' defense stinks. They blow leads, and that's the reason they're going to be missing the playoffs, because they've had like 4 fourth quarter leads, double-digit leads in the fourth quarter, and they just lose those games. Give me the Patriots in a pick'em game. We're all in on the Pats, baby. And they'll probably lose because I picked them, damn Patriots.
I mean, I win either way, bro. As a Dolphin fan.
So prop bet on this one. Who more yards, Josh Jacobs or Ramondre Stevenson?
Ooh. I'm going Stevenson.
I'd say Jacobs.
I'm going Stevenson.
See, I think I'm gonna go Stevenson too. I think I would.
That New England defense, they're not gonna let Jacobs run all over them.
Right, and because it's against the Raiders, I feel like Stevenson will have a decent day. I feel like Bill Belichick. There's one of two people are not going to have a great day. It's either going to be Josh Jacobs or Devontae Adams, because Bill Belichick is usually pretty good at kind of taking away your first option. You know what I mean?
I think they'll take away Jacobs. I don't know if they have a corner that can shut down Devontae. You know what I mean?
No, I mean not one-on-one, but they can game plan.
Yeah, they can game plan around
the field.
Yeah. Let's get into another team that's in that AFC, playoff race. It's the Chargers. The Titans, I mean, what is happening to the Titans? They've lost 2 in a row and bad. Have looked bad, Craig. Has Mike Vrabel lost the fastball? They've realized they don't have the talent to hang with these teams as they go cross, and they'll take on the Chargers, and the Chargers are 3-point favorites at home.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. I was kind of believing in the Titans just a couple of weeks ago, and if they can't run the ball and they can't keep it close, man, they just look helpless. I mean, Ryan Tannehill has no real threat of a weapon out there to throw the ball to, and he's not a good enough quarterback to just do it with nobodies. You know what I mean? The Chargers, though, the one thing that worries me is the Chargers can't stop the run. And Derrick Henry, this could be a big Derrick Henry game. But I said the same thing last week, and last week kind of was a big Derrick Henry game, and they still got, blown out, basically. So, I don't know. To me, both these teams got something to play for, but the Chargers, man, I don't know. Every time I say things are starting to look good for the Chargers, they go out and do something stupid and lose the game. What's the spread? 3?
3, yeah.
3 for the Chargers. Man, I'm going to take the Chargers to win the game, but I'm going to take the Titans here on the spread. It's going to, I don't know. The Chargers, I just don't have enough faith in them that even if they do win, it's going to be something late, field goal late or something. I'm going to take the Titans to cover.
Johnny, you got a good look at these Chargers last week. And I thought that was their best game they've played all season.
Absolutely, it was. Can they repeat that though? They are at home. They need this. Both teams need this win, but God, I feel you on the Titans, and Derrick Henry could go for like 200. They're giving up like 5.4 yards per rush, bro.
Yeah, they can't stop the run, man.
Yeah.
And then,
but if they get up big, though, right,
the Titans are helpless at that point. If you can get a few scores,
You know what? I'm gonna. I can't pick Ryan Tannehill over Justin Herbert. I just can't do it. I think the Chargers are gonna be a little motivated. They, they came ready to play against us. Can Staley get them, up for another one? I think they can.
They're
sniffing playoff chances. I think they win this game. I'm gonna go with Justin Herbert over Ryan Tannehill every day of the week, bro.
Maybe a healthy, kind of core there on the offense is kind of what the Chargers have needed. They've been if they weren't missing Keenan Allen, they were missing Mike Williams. Somebody's always been hurt there.
Right. And that's what I was getting ready to say. We saw what the Eagles did with AJ Brown and Smith and Hurts. You would the Titans have no secondary. I know maybe the Chargers can't stop the run, but I mean the Titans can't stop the pass. And you're lining up Keenan Allen and you're lining up Mike Williams, and that doesn't include Eckler out of the backfield as well.
Yeah, let's have a big day there.
Yeah, I like the Chargers all day in this one. Both teams.
I feel if the Chargers go up 10 or 14, it's over.
It's over.
The game's over. The game's over.
Once it's double digit, it's over.
I hope the Chargers score 40. Because I guess the Chargers going in fantasy this week.
I'm taking the Chargers here. Give me the Chargers at plus or at -3. I like the Chargers. The Titans, man. I don't know when's the last time they've lost 3 in a row. I don't know if they've ever done that under Mike Vrabel. So, but it could very well happen on Sunday.
Wow.
And we'll get into the hottest, another hot team right now. I think, to me, the team that's playing the absolute best in the AFC, and that's my Bengals, baby. They head to Tampa Bay, and Tampa Bay is 3.5 dogs, Johnny, at home. What's your thoughts here as the Burrow and the Bengals come to town?
I mean, the Bucks really need this game, yo.
It ain't happening.
But
it ain't happening. It's not happening.
But yeah, you're right about Cincinnati. They're playing very well right now. Like as soon as I say that, Tom Brady's gonna freaking have a flashback and and have a great game. Nah, I'm a ride with Cincinnati. I think Joe Burrow and company, they just got too many weapons. That offensive line of Tampa is all beat up. The Cincinnati defensive line is actually playing pretty well.
One of their guys got Hendricks.
That Reader, who got hurt?
Hendrickson got hurt from Tampa Bay, or I mean the Cincinnati.
For the Bengals. Defensive end.
Yeah.
Well, they still got Reader in the middle though.
And Hubbard, yeah.
Right. I'm gonna go Cincinnati. They're playing good football right now, man. Joe's playing well. Chase is back. Yeah, Mixon back too? Joe Mixon?
Yeah,
man. Yeah. I'm going Cincinnati, man. I'm going Cincinnati on this one.
Cincinnati's missing some weapons, man. Hayden Hurst ain't playing. T. Higgins is out. Tyler Boyd might be out. But man, like I don't know on this show, I don't know how many times we've said like fool me once, fool me twice. What happens when you fool me 8 times? Because I feel like I've taken the Bucks to cover the spread too many damn times this year, and I just can't do it this week. I mean, if Tampa Bay comes out and wins this game, I'm not going to be surprised because they need it. But I also feel like I've been saying that. I feel like I've said that for a couple of weeks now, So Cincinnati is missing a lot of pieces on weapons. I think Tampa will be able to kind of keep it close if their defense can step up. But to me, the big difference, people just kind of sleep on Cincinnati's defense, man. People don't talk about it enough. And the way the Bucks offenses looked, I don't see them being able to keep up. So I'm taking Cincinnati.
I've said this before. I've said this multiple times. I think Cincinnati's defense is one of the most underrated defenses in this league. Nobody talks about them. If Brock Purdy can throw for 2 touchdowns and do what he did against the Bucks, what's Joe Burrow, who's an MVP caliber quarterback and an absolute stud and dog, what's he going to do to that team?
Brock Purdy probably had more weapons, though, than what Burrow is going to have going in. But Burrow, obviously, the better quarterback.
Yeah, maybe. Right. I mean, Joe Mixon, he's kind of a poor man's CMC. Debo got hurt. Jamar Chase is the best wide receiver on either side, any of those teams.
That's the end of it, though. Period.
Yeah,
Joe Mixon, Jamar Chase, period. Debo, Ayuk, George Kittle, CMC.
I get that, but they are missing that white. They got a white receiver. That white receiver, I don't know his name. It's the white guy out there. Joe Burrow finds him too. He's had some nice games with Higgins and Boyd being hurt. So, give me the Bengals. You guys know what it is. It's Bodkins Burrow Bengals, baby. We're riding with the Bengals on this one. Give me the Bengals.
Hey, I was talking to somebody the other day. I just thought about it because you said the white receiver. Um, if Braxton Berrios played about 10 years ago and played with Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, he might be a damn Hall of Famer. I don't know if you've
Oh
ever
yeah,
Facts.
if you watch
That's
this kid
facts.
play, man,
yeah,
that kid is good.
Yes.
yeah.
That's facts.
He would be Wes Welker, but better. You
Mhm.
know what I
The
mean?
better,
Like,
yep.
yeah,
Quicker.
Danny
Yep.
Amendola and all those. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, for sure. We get into the Sunday night game. Who would thought going into the the season that these two teams battling for playoffs, playoffs, and not to be dead last in the division. The Giants head to the Commanders on the big primetime Sunday night game. Craig, the Giants +5 are the dogs headed into the Commanders here.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't even want to pick this game. I mean, I don't know. I feel like with the spread, there's an argument either way. I'm gonna go with the Commanders just because I feel like I've been being burnt by the Giants, man. When I pick them, whatever way I'm picking them, it seems to go the other way. So I'm hopping off the Giants train. I'm gonna go with the Commanders. They coming off a bye. Is that right?
Yeah. The last time they played, there was a tie. So, and they played the Giants the last time they played, and they tied.
So
Can
they
we just
tied them
think
last
that?
time, and they got
Yeah.
a bye week in between. I mean, come on, you got to win this one, right, Garrett? Yeah,
What
at
they
home.
should
I
do?
mean,
They should just strict the tie up, right, and then just keep the score up from that game, and then just play these
the
next
winner
four
gets two.
quarters. Winner gets two. Winner gets 2 wins. Is that what they should do? That's what they
Nah.
should do for the rest of the game. Hey, put it was 2020. Put 20 points on the board, and then just kind of go from there.
What?
Johnny,
I mean, I wonder what the betting odds are on this one being a tie.
oh, I don't know.
Oh.
The
I mean, the
Commanders
tie's
were.
already steep.
Yeah, Commanders were in charge in that game early, Johnny. What's your thoughts here on the Sunday night showdown of two teams that I think the Commanders on the rise, Giants are falling down, but both teams got to have it to stay in this playoff race.
Yeah, and these divisional games are really hard to call. I like Heineke. I like that Commanders defense. I think the Giants are coming back down to earth big time. But I mean, Heineke can throw a pick or two, and the Giants can just barely cover.
Danny Dimes could fumble the ball.
Yeah,
He could throw a pick or two.
yeah, that's facts. Yeah, I'll go Commanders, man. They're at home. I think they got the overall better team. So yeah, I'll go Washington, man. I'll go Washington.
I like the Commanders money line, but 5 points is a lot for two teams that tied. I mean, I know the Giants are falling apart, but I mean, it's 5 is a lot. I feel like if it was 3, I'd probably take the Commanders, but at 5, I'm with Craig on this one. I don't feel great about it. I'm going to take the Giants just other than I just think that 5 is too high. I don't really have a great reason. The spread's too high to me. I'll take the Giants on at +5.
You're on Giants Island because I took the Commanders.
Oh, I thought you said you took the Giants. Ah, shit.
I said I've been burnt by the Giants too many weeks in a row now. I just
Wow.
can't take them.
Craig, I mean, I've seen you go back to the same hooker 5 times, and she burns you more than once. You know what I mean? So I just thought that was kind of your thing.
Hey, she changed her hair color though, you know.
And we get into the Monday night
man.
game. Craig, I told you should have took your
God.
boy Baker Mayfield, the Baker Mayfield revenge game. I gave you the opportunity to ride with your boy last week. You turned it down. You turned your back on him. He's playing against your hated rivals, the Packers. Are you riding with Baker here at +7 as they go to Green Bay on Monday night?
Am I riding with him as in rooting for him? Because I mean, if that's the question, then hell yeah, I'm riding with Baker. I hope he goes to Lambeau and wins by 40. But am I betting on that to happen? Hell no. I mean, the Packers are coming off a bye week here, man, and you know, neither one of those teams are kind of what they have been the last couple of years. But one thing that it seems like Sean McVay hasn't been able to do is go win in Green Bay, man. It just seems like the Rams always lose there, even when they have everybody and they're firing on all cylinders. Green Bay is kind of, I don't want to say a shell of itself, but they're not. To me, I still think Green Bay is one of those like dark horse teams that could catch fire at any minute. Maybe it's because I've seen Aaron Rodgers do it too many damn times that I don't count him out, But yeah, I mean, Baker Mayfield with Sean McVay, we might see a better version of Baker Mayfield than we've seen. I mean, shoot, I think if Sean McVay had Baker Mayfield for a whole season, we might see the best Baker Mayfield we've ever seen. Yeah. But I don't think that that's going to be this week. I don't think that's happening this week. I think Green Bay, it's a December game at Lambeau Field, coming off a bye week. Aaron Rodgers. I mean, I have to take Green Bay.
Johnny,
bro, the crazy thing is
where this is where Johnny usually says, Nick, man, I'm believing your Packers. Like you tell me that.
Yeah. I was literally just about to say, I mean, the Packers have a chance to win. Like, I'm paranoid about next week because, I'm saying, the Packers go down to Miami, and I'm worried about Aaron Rodgers going nuts on our defense. So, yeah, I'm gonna take the Packers to win and cover at home. You know what I'm saying? It's Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, Baker Mayfield, that was a good moment for him. Good for you, Baker. But nah, bro, this is Aaron Rodgers in Lambeau. And like I said, coming off a bye, like Craig said, they got an outside chance to grab a wild card spot, bro. I mean, Aaron Rodgers has to see that light at the end of the tunnel. The Christian Watkins, right?
Christian Watson, yeah.
Yeah,
Dobbs is coming back. Yeah. Dobbs is back.
Yeah. I love the tandem at running back. Yeah, I'm gonna go Packers, man. I'm gonna go Packers win this game. I'm not trying to give you false hope, bro. I'm not trying to give you false hope. I'm just being real. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to Aaron Rodgers, the way you feel about Joe Burrow, that's how I feel about Aaron Rodgers, bro.
I feel the same way about Aaron Rodgers. It's just I look at this team.
I, for one, do not feel that way about Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. I look at this team just more thoroughly than I do the Bengals, right? Because I watch them every week. Man, I'm with you. I do think the Packers can win this game. They should win this game. Baker did have the nice moment. We're not the Raiders. Our defense is better. Rams are just all beat up. I like the Packers to win here +7. Craig's right, though. I mean, the Rams can't come to Lambeau and win. We've seen that too many times. It seems like the 49ers own us no matter where we play, but we own the Rams. I'll give me the Packers at -7. I still don't think we're making the playoffs. I hope we do, but I'm not trying to get my hopes up too much. So
is this the first time that you've picked them since you buried them?
Been a long time. Yeah, I think I picked them to beat the Bears, of course. That was it.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
Yeah. That was the first time since probably the Bills. Yeah, I haven't picked them since then, really. So they covered against the Bears. Let's cover against the crappy Rams. And we'll probably
next week you guys are going head to head against each other. That could have some playoff implications on that game,
Yeah.
Hopefully you're licking your wounds from your fantasy defeat when you're going against Johnny next week.
Bro, if the Commanders win and the Lions lose, you're one game out of a playoff spot, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You play the Lions again,
right? And you play the Lions.
Yeah, the problem is we lost Giants and the Commanders, so I need one of them two teams. Luckily, they play each other this week, so one of them's getting a loss, hopefully.
And you still have to play. You got to play Miami and Minnesota, I think, right?
Yeah.
And you're going to have to at least win one of those games to get in the playoffs. And so far, Green Bay hasn't really showed they can beat a good team, so you got to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't think we're winning either one of those. We might beat Minnesota. I don't know if we're going to go down to Miami on Christmas and win. Be a Christmas miracle. So we'll see. Before we get out of here, Johnny, you got any last anything to say here before we get out?
Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me on. It's always a blast doing these picks with you guys on Wednesdays. I'll be on Let's Talk Sports Friday night, previewing the Bills game, and I got a Bills fan coming on as a guest with me on Friday night, 8:00. So check that out. And then Saturday we got the AFC East Roundtable at 5 p.m. with Scott, our boy Scott, and I don't know if Ronnie's gonna come. He hasn't ever since the Bills started losing. Saying he hasn't come back on the show. But yeah, and then we got all the shows we got going on Sunday. So yeah, it's a lot of stuff going on Let's Talk Sports, man. It should be a lot of fun.
Craig, you got any last words before we get up out of here?
Hey man, thanks for having me, and I'll see you at the reaction show on Sunday.
Yeah, no doubt. We will be back on Sunday for our reaction show. I'll be back in the morning for my weekly wrap up as well. Be a friend, tell a friend, folks. Like, share, comment, do all that good stuff. Don't forget, we're doing a giveaway on Let's Talk Sports. All you got to do is subscribe to the Bodkin Show, the Whiskey Sports Podcast, and Let's Talk Sports. Comment like you guys saw Landis and Johnny Cruz do today on today's episode. You do those three things, and you can get a chance to win a $100 gift card, a jersey of your choice, and an LTS mug and T-shirt. So it is the giving season, and we're only a week left to do so. So get in there, and you don't have to comment. You can come on any LTS show. It doesn't have to be our show. Any LTS show, and I promise you, there is literally content coming out daily. Just hit the little bell at the top so you know when LTS is going live or when the Bodkin Show is going live, and you guys can just comment away, and that gets you entered into the contest. So that's it, man. It's a lot to give away. Dan, we appreciate you, brother. I hope you're doing well. Continue to recover. Yes, we miss you. For Johnny, Craig, I'm Bodkins. We're going to hit that outro, baby. We'll be back on Sunday and tomorrow morning. I appreciate you, boys. It's been a pleasure, and it's been a blast as always. See you, folks.